presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight from Bailey Stadium in Concord, it's the Concord Spiders hosting the A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis in the state 3A quarterfinal playoffs. Hi everyone, along with Woody Kane and Steve Gann, I'm Randy Whitley, and it is an understatement to say there's not a seat to be had. Steve, you talked earlier to some of the assistant coaches, and I tell you, the electricity has been in the air. It's even more so magnified than it was, say, 3 weeks ago.
Randy, it is. I don't think anything else can be said or anything else can be written about this ball game. Everything's been said. You know, it's time to play ball. The guys are focused. There's going to be 22 guys on that field tonight. Every one of them is focused. Their confidence level is sky high. They come a long, long way to get here. And, you know, it's no fluke. They got here by their talent. And we'll see it tonight. We'll see a heck of a ball game.
I guess you could say sequel to the Concord and Kannapolis. And Woody Kane, we get into the X's and O's of this game. And Steve mentioned focus. It comes down to execution, doesn't it?
Well, it really does. Both coaches have said that. They know each other. They see each other every year. They've seen plenty of film of each other. They know what's going to happen. But this is not unprecedented. Remember back in 1991, the first time this happened, Kannapolis won the Bell game. Or rather, Concord won the Bell game, then Kannapolis came and won the state semifinal game and went on to the championship. Also, keep in mind, the home team has not won between these two since 1992.
Man, oh man, what more could you ask for as far as this is concerned? And the nice thing about it is, one of these teams will advance to the state semifinals next week. They will be at home somewhere.
They really will. No matter what happens, one of these teams is going to go to the state semifinals. But I think tonight, we talked about it during the Bell game, the team that is more effective throwing is going to be successful tonight. Last time they met, it was Kannapolis, and it was something of a surprise. We all thought Concord would have the more effective passing game. William Kraft had a great ball game. Kannapolis was more effective in the air. Consequently, they won the game. I think the same will be the story tonight. Whichever team can throw more effectively will win, because both teams have great backfields. We've all heard about Nick Maddox and Jamie Scott. We know what they can do. The team that can throw it will win.
Well, guys, we're going to have to get out of here in the opening. We're taking up somebody's seat. We'll be back with more of our pregame show in just a moment. As we return to Bailey Stadium, there you see, well, that's chaos.
Look at that. That's when they let him in.
It's
Well,
not
the gate's open.
That's not the Cherokee Casino. That's
Look at that. I got to get my seat. I got to get my seat.
He's on the pole position, folks. What are you talking about? You know?
My goodness. They probably lined up at about 11:30 this morning.
Well, we got here about an hour and a half before game time, and there were blankets all over the banks, and you get an idea of just looking at some of the crowd that it's probably bigger than it was 3 weeks ago. The weather is absolutely perfect. You couldn't ask for a better situation here for late November, and all the drama is here. We'll get some words from some of the assistant coaches. Earlier, Steve Gann had a chance to talk with Jeremy Ryan. He'll be around.
Thanks, guys. Call up Jeremy Ryan and tell you what, Jeremy, this is the biggest game of the year. I don't have to tell you that. Enough's been said. I mean, what else can we say about it? I mean, the biggest game in the state.
All you can say is let's get it on.
I tell you, last time I talked to you right here in this end zone, you guys come to Concord and you took home a victory. Will you do anything different? Was that the best game of the year? Have you worked on anything?
Well, I don't know about any new wrinkles. All we did, we stayed with the fundamentals. We work hard every day in practice. It's a daily preparation for a game like this. It's not a one-time thing. We hope it's a continuance of what we've already been doing.
You know, Jeremy, a couple weeks ago you come to Concord, beat them. Only loss they had all year. Beat them on their home turf. After that, I think it was a wake-up call. They went to Mooresville, beat a fine team, went to Hickory, beat a great team. Does that concern you?
Yes, they've improved, and we're hoping that we've improved too.
Do you think maybe you've waked a sleeping giant?
We hope not. We're going to wait and see.
You know, these guys are good. Jamie Scott, all the guys, that team effort. I can't say enough about them. But your guys, you know, you quarterbacks, you got a backup quarterback as good as your starting quarterback. You've got Nick Maddox. You can't say enough about him. Have you guys done anything different?
What we do is we focus on the Kannapolis Wonders. We don't worry so much about the Concord Spiders. Their talent has been established. We just worry about improving our fundamentals and getting better every week.
You know, a lot of times I ask the coaches, got any tricks up their sleeve? Will they do anything different? And they just kind of laugh and snicker a little bit about it. They won't tell me their secrets. Will you guys try anything different at all?
If we need to, we will.
You want to do whatever it takes to take home a W.
Absolutely.
I tell you, how's the team? Anybody hurt? Anybody not playing tonight?
Pretty healthy. We're ready to go.
Well, it sounds like you got your game face on.
I'm trying.
Jeremy, like I said, last time I talked to you at this very spot, you guys did take home a W. So I know Bruce is a little bit superstitious. They told me to talk to you.
We'll take that same game right over again.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, and I hope you guys play a good game tonight.
Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Steve. As you see some of the Kannapolis Wonder Band members across the far way, as the stands blend into the bank, you know there's a lot of folks here as the Concord Spider Marching Band files in, all the pageantry. I guess we're just fortunate enough to be here a second time, and we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Earlier, Steve Gant caught up with assistant coach Bob Cole with the Concord Spiders. These were his comments.
Thanks again, guys. Called the Coach Cole. Tell you what, Coach, I was talking to one of the coaches over at A.L. Brown. I don't have to tell you, this is the biggest game of the year, the biggest game in the state.
Well, I tell you, Steve, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? I tell you, we're happy, we're ready. You can see a good ball game tonight.
You know, I talked to them guys about perhaps the last time they come to Concord, they beat you. Was that a wake-up call? Since then, you guys have probably played the most aggressive football of the year. Went up to Mooresville and beat an excellent team. Went to Hickory and beat a better team. I mean, you guys right now have to be the best team in the state after beating Hickory.
Well, we're going to find out tonight. Brown's a great team. There's not many holes in their offense and defense either. People can misconstrue what they did last week, weather, whatever, but they're a great team, but we're ready to play. These guys are focused this week. There's no doubt about it. Concord's here to play tonight.
You know, A.L. Brown is a great team. You know, I can mention some of the players. You got to mention Nick Maddox, he comes to mind, but Bruce Harding can get the most out of the least talent. Whatever he's got or whatever he don't have, you know, he can get the most out of his players. These guys are ready to play. They're ready for you. I mean, it's going to be 22 guys on the field tonight that's got their game face on. They're ready to play ball. Any tricks, anything up your sleeve for you guys?
No, fundamentally back what we did to Hickory, what we did in Mooresville second half is what we hope to do with this game. They're going to see a different team tonight. I don't know and can't explain what happened the last time, but they beat us. They flat beat us. But I think it was a good wake-up call. These guys are ready to go.
You said your team is focused. Let's go back to Hickory. You guys beat a team that was 28-0 over the last 2.5 years. What's the guys' attitudes? They got to be sky high.
Well, they were. We came in. We executed exceptionally well. Coach Smith called a brilliant game. I like to think the defense did exactly what we're supposed to. It kind of reminded me of a machine. There was an over-emotion, but yet there was emphasis on what we did. But everybody did their job and did their job very, very well. We really beat a very, very good team.
You know, you celebrated victory, but it's back to work on Monday morning. Talking about the work, talking about Monday morning, a short week for you guys, a holiday week. What you do any different on the workouts?
Well, what we did, we started at halftime at Hickory. We told them the score is 0-0, and we went out the second half, and they came charging at us, but we showed our character and poise, and we come back and we beat an excellent team. Monday we came in, and these guys were breathing fire. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we had regular practices. Thursday morning we came in. This morning we came in. We could have called for a 20-hour practice day, and these guys were ready for it. We didn't have to have one wake-up call. We didn't have one guy that was late. Everybody's here. Everybody's focused. Everybody's ready to play.
Coach, I think I can speak for about 15,000 fans. We walked out here about an hour and a half early. This place is packed. I turned down 4 tickets on front row at Hornets tonight to watch what I think is going to be the best football game in the state of North Carolina.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of other people should have turned down a lot of tickets because they're going to see what high school football is all about tonight. A.L. Brown, Concord Spiders, you can't get anything, can't ask for anything more.
Good luck, and thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, guys, back to you.
Tell you what, Steve Gant's a real trooper to give up the Hornets for this game, I want to tell you. Well, enough talking. We're going to do some walking in just a minute. The participants have arrived for tonight's game, and it's something special. That's an understatement. Let's go field side right now for the introduction of the captains and the coin toss.
Kennedy, Miller, Johnson, Flores, Archer, front, fellas, shake hands, introduce yourself. Okay, clock's official. There will be no time warnings. The 25-second clocks will count. Okay, I have to read this. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association requires officials to enforce all rules regarding unsportsmanlike conduct by players and coaches. Specifically, trash talking, taunting, baiting, demeaning celebrations, and vulgar or profane language may be penalized without warning. Fighting or other malicious conduct will result in an ejection. If any coach protests the penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, he or she is subject to being ejected from the contest. It is strongly suggested that you remind your teammates and coaches of this policy. Enough said about that. Black and white. They're the visitors. I'm going to let him call the toss. That's heads and tails. Tails, heads. In the air loud enough for Mr. Broadway to hear it. If I drop it, we'll flip it again. Heads. Heads he called. It is a tail. You have won the toss. You won't receive. Which goal would you like to defend? Turn your back to the scoreboard for me, please. Turn your back to this goal. Start the game. I'm going to have black. They will receive. Shake hands again, gentlemen. Good luck.
Concord will have the ball first on offense, so let's take a look at those offensive and defensive starting lineups.
Well, there you see Kablan, Lee, Miller, Porter, and Probst. Great offensive line for the Spiders in the backfield. Anthony Gray, big game last week. Jamie Scott, a huge game as well. He's going to Wake Forest. McClamrock, Archie Posey, and Toby Steele. Then for the Wonders on defense, Phillip Johnson, a huge game against Burns. Big games all season long for him. Poor, Linton, Allen, and Desmond Miller headed to the Shrine Bowl. Then you see Mark Kennedy, Sheets, Caldwell, Gill, Nick Maddox in the secondary, along with Rayvar Harris. And we are ready to go.
Is that man focused? We saw it Wednesday night on Headliners. I told Steve a while ago, I said, I feel like I'm playing this game. Boy, I tell you, we are out.
Everybody is ready to go, Randy. I bet you there are 12 to 15,000 people in here tonight.
And still a few folks that haven't gotten through the gates.
Yeah, they're still trying to come in.
It will be Jeff Sheets, number 37, kicking it away. The 5'11" and 197-pound senior. He's got Gary Black to deal with, along with Monte Posey.
And Kiki Farr.
Kiki Farr back deep at about the 5-yard line. Ready for Kannapolis Concord. This time around, there is no tomorrow.
And Concord has changed uniforms, you'll notice, between this one and the Bell game.
Black at the 7-yard line. And Wonders kick coverage. Nails him at about the 20.
And that's something that is going to be key because both these teams have excellent kick return squads. Bottling them up, the battle of field position is going to be a tremendous determinant of how this game comes out tonight.
A big difference. Anthony Gray does not have the gimpy ankle as he had 3 weeks ago. We will see him run as we saw up in Mooresville and of course in Hickory. So Gray with a setback, Scott, and 2 wide this time on first down and 10 from the 21-yard line. They move Archie now up to the up back or the fullback position, and Scott hits the middle. And look at the pile. 5 yards perhaps on the play.
He ran into Desmond Miller first, and then more Wonders got there to stop it. But Archie led the block. Anthony Gray, a good exchange. And Jamie Scott, a good solid 4.5 to 5 yards for the Spiders on first down.
Move him off the tight end position, set him up as a fullback as you see Bruce Hart pondering that move offensively.
A little bit of a different look on first down. Remember at Mooresville, they came out with a full house backfield in the first play.
Doing it again. Archie sets up for the fullback on 2nd and 5. It will be Gray on the keeper. Coming around the corner, the Wonders. Look at the pursuit on the corners, led by Paul Allen, number 39. They were so quick, looked like they were burnt on the corner, Woody, and then they just came up in a hurry.
And again, you see what a great job Anthony Gray does disguising that ball on the fake and going around the end, but the Wonders stayed home on defense and were ready. He maybe picks up a yard at most, maybe a half yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 or 5.
The line to make the 31-yard line to keep the sticks going. 2 wide outs this time. Scott the single set back on 3rd down. It'll be Scott hemmed in, and the Wonders will stop him for a loss back at the 25-yard line. Nothing much up the middle. Willie Moore there looked like 44 just kind of getting in the way and waiting for the white shirts to arrive.
Well, Randy, as much as these two teams have seen each other, as much as they are familiar with each other, I still think you're going to go through a little bit of a feeling out process early in this game. A lot of jitters. This is a huge game. A lot of these seniors have been through this before, but some of the younger guys may not have. Early in the game, the key is going to be avoiding mistakes.
Jimmy Torelli, to punt, the senior, kicks it away from Nick Maddox. It hits and takes a Kannapolis roll and will go dead at the 47-yard line. The Wonders will have great field position to start their first drive of the game.
And you're going to see that all night. We mentioned earlier, both these teams can run kicks back very, very well. You're not going to see them kicking it at guys very much tonight. They're going to have to run get it if they're going to make a big return.
They say the ball was touched at the Wonder 49-yard line, so that's where Kannapolis, led by William Kraft, will come onto the field. We have 9:56 to go in the opening period. This time Kannapolis shows 3 wideouts. Work it from the eye. It will be off the left side, and Nick Maddox gets into Snyder territory down to the 46-yard line. Stephen Moose running on his side. Stephen will make you pay. The 6'2 junior making the tackle.
And it seems like late in the year, Randy, as many Concord games that we've done down the stretch, we've called Stephen Moose's name an awful lot. He has been involved in more plays than you can count.
Wonders running pretty much straight up that time, similar to the last couple of possessions we saw last week. Second and a long 5 at the Spider 46-yard line. Kraft will give it to Moles. He's hit and stopped at the line of scrimmage. Hello to Mr. Archie. Adrian, one of the leading tacklers on this team, and the senior snow shows you right there why he's in that category.
The leading tackler on this team, Randy, and that is indicative of what the Spiders did last week against Hickory. The linebackers were able to get penetration all night long against that huge physical Hickory bunch, and were able to shut that running game down, and you saw another example of it right there. Fine work by Adrian Archie.
3rd and 5, they'll have Gill and Jenkins the wide out. Sheets the tight end on the right side out of the eye. Kraft with a play fake rolling. Pretty good time over the middle. He's got Sheets the tight end. First down, Wonders down to the Spider 30-yard line. Deja vu, folks. Brandon Fulton with the tackle for Concord.
And that is what we saw in the Bell game, Randy. Kraft looked very comfortable all night long on a little controlled roll there, able to take his time. Look at the protection he's got. Good protection. Sheets wide open. Fulton gets him down, but not before the Wonders get a first down. That was the difference. This kid here in the last game when these two met, William Kraft had the game of his life.
Once again, another big 3rd down conversion at the 30-yard line. Tron Brown checks in and will slide out to the outside for about 3. Calvin Reed, the linebacker for the Spiders, able to get him along with Aaron Hamilton, number 3.
Again, you saw those some penetration. Archie got into the backfield that time and was able to make Tron take a couple of steps outside further than he wanted to go as E.Z. Smith gives the defensive instructions, but good pursuit by the Spiders to wrap that one up.
Inside 8 minutes to go, opening chapter. No score. The Wonders show 2nd and 8 now from the Spider 28-yard line. They offset to go to Maddox. Looking, and he stopped after about a yard. Waiting on that was once again Adrian Archie over there.
And I think, Randy, by the time this night is over, you're going to get tired of saying Adrian Archie because you're going to say it an awful lot.
He's got a good number. My favorite baseball player's number, Biggie Mantle.
There you go.
Got to be a star with that kind of number on his back.
And now, this is the key situation here, Randy. You recall in the Bell game, and even against Burns and even against Asheville, Kannapolis was very successful on 3rd down. That was the difference. They were able to convert again and again on 3rd.
3rd and 7. They fake the end around, and once again, Kraft pumps it up the middle, complete. First down, out of bounds, inside the 15-yard line, and it looked like Maddox on the end. Nick Maddox.
There might have been Jenkins, Randy. Let's check. Now, there were 2 Concord defenders back here, but again, watch the protection that Kraft has. No, you're right. I think it was Maddox, but 2 Concord defenders were in pretty good position that time, and Kraft just threw a strike right between them.
Once again, William Kraft on the money. The Wonders with their 2nd 3rd down conversion passing the ball. It's 1st and 10 at the 11. They go with the fullback, Ebert Johnson, and a flag is down, so look like we'll come back.
Looked like somebody on the Kannapolis line left a little bit early that time, Randy. Yep.
Well, there's one of those little mistakes that it always says 5 yards in the penalty column, but that is a drive killer.
You know, it's interesting, though, because both coaches have commented repeatedly about the way the officials let these two play when they hook up. You know, we've talked again and again about Concord having several games of over 100 yards in penalties, but when these two hook up, as Jamie Scott is already smoking down there, when these two hook up, they generally have a low total in terms of penalties.
Johnson and Maddox now on 1st and 10 from the 16-yard, or 1st and 15, excuse me, from the 16. Toss to Maddox, looking to cut it up, and got about a yard before he met Stephen Moose. There he is, number 51, fine-looking junior, 240 pounds, and it's all muscle.
And, you know, as you look along that Concord defensive line, Randy, Thomas Probst gets most of the attention because he's just an outstanding threat on both the offensive and defensive lines, but Stephen Moose continues to come up big late in the season for Concord.
Second down, 14. Toss to Maddox. Got to the line of scrimmage, that's it. Moose again on the tackle.
And that was a nice open field move, Randy. Got an ankle and started Maddox on the way down, and then coming up to help finish him off was Joe Ham.
Well, the Wonders now face their third down conversion attempt here. They've been successful the first two. Maddox with 5 carries for 9 yards to date.
And remember, in the Burns game, they practically shut him down in the second half, but when the Kannapolis needed it, he broke big plays again and again.
They offset the backs this time. Craft on the delay to Tron Brown off the right side. Spinning, still on his feet. He'll be shy of the first down. He goes to the 8-yard line. If anything, the Wonders are in field goal position for John Garber, who's got to be bubbling with confidence after the game-winning kick last year.
Yeah, no question. Bruce Harden said after the game last week, I guess it's my fault that he didn't get more opportunities than he did, but he has a lot of confidence in Garber, and he proved Coach Harden right a week ago. You know, the interesting thing last week when he was setting up for that field goal, nobody talked to him. No question. Bruce Harden said after the game last week, I guess it's my fault that he didn't get more opportunities than he did, but he has a lot of confidence in Garber, and he proved Coach Harden right a week ago. You know, the interesting thing last week when he was setting up for that field goal, nobody talked to him. He kind of wandered out there by himself, and nobody went up to him and pat him on the back or anything. They didn't want to give him anything else to think about.
Justin Harden, the whole right hash mark, 24-yard attempt. Good snap spot. The kick is up. It's long enough, and
it hit the bar.
Hit the bar, but it got over.
Wait a minute now.
It is good.
Man, that was close.
Just barely got over. We'll maybe get a chance to look that one again when we come back. The Wonders break out on top, 3-0 with 4:38 remaining in the first period. With Woody Kane, Steve Gann back here at Memorial Stadium, and Jim Sheets ready to kick it off for Kannapolis. It goes deep to Black at the 6.
Kind of surprising. They kicked it right to him twice, Randy, and here he goes.
And he's trying to burn up to the outside. That'll get him across the far way, out across the 30-yard line. Good return for Gary Black. You don't want to mess around with dynamite too much.
And that's the point. We had a lot of people asking questions about the kicking game, and you see there what Black can do. The scoring drive, 10 plays, 51 yards, but more importantly, they chewed up almost 5.5 minutes, and Garber squeaks one through by the narrowest of margins.
Well, he's on a roll. He's hit 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And it's money time. Single setback Scott this time from the 31-yard line. They'll toss it to Jamie, looking around the corner, and he'll get it. He's got 10. He's got 20, and he's got more. Out of bounds into Wonder territory at the 35-yard line. But Ron Caldwell tracked him down, actually at the 38-yard line. Just like that, the Spiders come back.
And there's some jawing going on already on the sidelines over there, Randy. You see it going on there. Nick Gill, one of them, and Caldwell, the other. Jawing with a couple of the Spiders, but fine execution on the outside blocking to spring Jamie Scott downfield. And then he was off to the races, lowered his shoulder, and picked up an extra 3 or 4.
30 yards on the carry. Trips to the top this time. First down at the Wonder 39. Oh, boy, that's...
They're both pointing at each other. You see in the middle of your picture there, Mike Porter is pointing at the Wonders, and the Wonders are pointing at the Spiders, and Kannapolis was right.
Now the penalties even up at 5 apiece.
Anthony Gray says, are you sure?
Tell you one thing, as high-powered offenses these teams are, Woody, 5 yards, we've seen Concord overcome, we've seen Kannapolis overcome. It's just Yeah, hey.
Seems like I remember about, 3, 4, 5 years ago, Concord converted like a 3rd and 25 or a 3rd and 30 or something like that.
It's a little bit more of a challenge with you at a higher level. Once you get trips to the top, they'll give it to Scott looking. He'll hit the middle. Nick Gill meets it first. Jeff Sheets there, along with 54 for the Wonders. That's Rashad Robinson played some good nose. Got about 3 of it back.
Well, it looks like that Kannapolis is doing a good job of closing down the middle. However, Concord is winding up with 3 or 4 yards a pop when they run it up in there. I think they're going to be more successful trying to get Jamie Scott around the end. The problem is you have to go up in there some to keep them honest.
Steele, Farr, and Posey are the wideouts to the top. Toss to Scott, looking for some blocking around the corner. Can he get it turned? Flags are down, and Scott breaks the tackle. He's got the first down, but it could come back. He's down to the 26-yard line of the Wonders.
Pretty good block by Brent Lee out there, number 52. Let's see if that was the problem, and everybody is signaling against Concord. The hold is indeed the call. Maybe Lee grabbed the player after he got the initial block.
Tell you what, Z's hair looks pretty one color, but it might be a little bit grayer before this year's over with.
Well, we need to do a before and after picture. That's what we need.
It drives you crazy.
So a couple of big penalties hurting the Spiders in this drive after a tremendous run by Jamie Scott to start things off.
All the way back to the Kannapolis 49-yard line. And now it is second down and forever. 3:35 to go in the first period.
Fans are excited.
Oh, they've been excited for a week. Scott with a play fake. Plenty of time. Well, go deep. Double coverage and incomplete.
2 Wonders.
Yep. Nick Maddox back there against Kenneth McClamrock. They snuck the tight end off. Also, Tremaine Robinson defending for Kannapolis.
Good coverage that time deep by Maddox, along with, I think, Raybar Harris was back there for the Wonders as well. But good coverage. And look at all the people here.
Now, that's on the
Off in the grass. There are no seats there, folks.
That's the light color, or a light populated area. We'll get a shot maybe down at about the 20-yard line.
You can breathe where those folks were.
Yeah, that's not crowded at all.
The sardine zone is right below us.
3rd and 20 with a play fake for Gray. He loads it up again, tipped and incomplete. Jeff Sheets with a good defensive play. They had Gary Black in the seam in the zone.
Sure did, and I don't know if Gary was able to get a hand on it or not. I think maybe Sheets tipped it away far enough to where Gary didn't have a play that time.
Tell you what, I think it was all. Z says, well, game of inches. Another 2 inches, and they'd had a first down. And Gary Black might have had more once he catches the ball.
Well, the positive for Concord in all this, Randy, is that the battle of field position will now be on their side. Kannapolis had it that led to their first score, but now with that big run by Jamie Scott, Concord should have good field position here for defense.
Torelli kicks it to Maddox. He'll come upfield and down immediately. On the coverage, number 9 for the Spiders, Carl Fly. He had 20 locked in that time.
Sure did.
You won't see that happen very often.
Great open field tackle, and it's kind of a surprise, Randy. Both the coaches were talking about what great kick return teams these two have as we look at the Wonders offensive line, but they're kicking it right to them. Desmond Miller headed to the Shrine Bowl. Man, Safert, Singleton, and Big Phillip Johnson. Then Kraft, the quarterback, Brown, and Maddox, both 1,000-yard rushers. Sheets with a big play a moment ago. Nick Gill and Danny Jenkins for Kannapolis. We'll check the Concord defense in a moment.
At the 21-yard line, tailback. This is Tron Brown to the outside. Breaks 2 tackles, keeps his feet, and tiptoes out of bounds near the first down marker. Tron Brown, maybe not getting all the love he deserves, but coming into tonight's game, Tron had rushed for 1,190 yards and scored 14 touchdowns, all rushing. You take that.
And have a look here at the Concord defense. Hamilton Booth, we've talked about him several times already tonight. Plummer Ham and Jim Shady. Then in the linebacking core and secondary, Reed Archie, Jackson Black, Posey, and Fulton for Concord.
Second down and 2 for the Wonders at their own 29-yard line. And the flag is down before the play gets underway.
I don't think it was time. The play clock was down to 8 seconds.
Delay again.
It is a delay again. The play clock still read 8 seconds, though.
Well, that's not clock workers fault there. I don't know.
The officials keep their own time. It was offside, not delay of game.
Somebody lined up.
Lined up in the wrong place.
Trying to count up the total touchdown between Scott and Maddox and Brown. You got
I can't count that high.
50, 61, and count Gray. 71 touchdowns, 4 players. 24, almost 5,300 yards rushing between them. And there's a flag late in the pile at about the 27-yard line. And
Boy, is he hurt? He might be hurt. That's Tron Brown, and boy, he looks like he's in a little pain down there.
able to get up and walk it off. They got hips.
Going to be against Kannapolis.
And now the penalty bug has hit the Wonders.
Here's the signal coming from the official. Going to be a hold against the Wonders. And two big penalties on their drive as well, just like two penalties hurt Concord in their last possession. Two penalties here have come up to Mike Kannapolis on their possession, and now suddenly they really have their backs against the wall down back at the 15-yard line.
Inside 3 minutes to go in the opening chapter here at Baylor Stadium. Two wideouts working out of the basic eye. And the tailback with the call. Oh, let's lose Sam. Concord may have it right in the huddle with a bunch of black shirts. Let's see what the call is.
They'll have to unpile that. There's some heavy wrestling going on down in the middle of that.
No signal yet. It's going to be third down. How did Kannapolis get the football back?
It looked like it bounced right into the hands of one of the Concord players. And look who comes up out of the bottom, Nick Maddox. Now watch here. He'll make contact right there. He ran into his own man. He ran into Desmond Miller and the ball popped loose, but it sure looked like Concord came up with it. But again, Randy, once that kind of thing happens, you play don't pile on the linemen, and they all start scrapping and clawing under there to try and get it out. Wonders want a timeout.
I guess Nick knew where he was fun. He fumbled before everybody else knew it. He knew where to go. Timeout on the field. The clock shows 2:05 to go in the first chapter.
There you see the penalties for both teams so far. 5 total, 35 yards for both teams. But the majority of the penalties have come here in the last couple of minutes.
3rd and 13 for the Wonders. 3 wideouts and a play fake by Crabb. Looking, pumps once. The protection breaks down, and Hill will be tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Almost got out of it. And we'll check to see. Jim Shady got him as he was just about to get away because Kraft had some yardage and may have had the first down. We watch
Shady. Now he'll be on the ground, Randy, and Kraft will start to get by him right there, and he dove and got an ankle. And that's what Concord was unable to do in the Bell game. They never really got a lot of heat on William Kraft and were never able to really put him down. Here they've done it, and now, Randy, we talked about field position a moment ago. The Concord receivers are standing at midfield.
Channy Jenkins almost gets it blocked. Gets off a great kick, and Gary Black got away from it. He took a weird roll, and a good roll, actually, if you're for Kannapolis.
Gary Black is fortunate that he didn't get hurt, Randy. He looked like he almost did a split that time as he was trying to dodge the ball.
It takes a wonder roll and goes down at the Spiders' 34-yard line. As you see, Anthony Gray, listen to his stats on the year. 563 yards rushing, 10 rushing touchdowns. Passing is impressive. He's hitting over about 60% of his passing. Only been picked 8 times. He's thrown for 18 touchdowns and over 1,700 yards. And they say, they don't prove the ball.
Yeah, well, they do this year. 54-yard punt by Jenkins that time, Randy, and a huge roll to help add to that total.
Scott looking, and the protection not much there. 55 for Kannapolis, stripped him out for Desmond Miller.
And Jamie may have gotten a yard on that one. He may be about 2.5 feet, not quite a yard.
Well, you have to get Scott early or you won't get him.
Concord has tried to go to the air a couple of times, and they've tried to go downfield.
Well, they've got Kiki Barr split to the top as the one wide out on 3 wide receivers. Gray pumps once and goes to, he's looking for Black, and he and Maddox had a battle down at about the 40. It's incomplete.
Gary was having to play defensive back that time. That was a little bit long. Maddox in good position. Jamie Scott, 6 carries, 53 yards, but 1 carry contributed the most to that. It was 32 of those yards on 1 carry. Concord 0 for 3 passing so far. The one thing we haven't seen, Randy, that we have seen a lot from Concord is the little quick pass out of the flat, right down the side, instead of the downfield pass that they generally go to a little bit later in the game. We haven't seen them try that quick out, so let's see if they run that here.
Black is to the top. Here's Gray, looks, pumps it once, and we'll see the protection break down, and he'll go down at about the 36-yard line. 71 in there for Kannapolis initially. You can't give Johnson and Miller over 3 or 4 seconds, and they will eat you alive in there from a defensive standpoint.
Too much time for guys that talented. And again, Randy, Concord will have to punt. You got to give some credit to the Kannapolis defense so far in this game. They really, except for the big Jamie Scott run, the 32-yarder, have not allowed the Spiders much.
And Concord doesn't have a punter out here. Okay, they're going to wait and let the quarter run out. That's what they do. 3-0. Kannapolis leading after the first 12 minutes of action. First play of the second period, there you see Anthony Gray pondering the first 12 minutes as Torelli kicks it away from Maddox. It takes a strange bounce. Maddox will field it, eludes 2 guys, and gets about 6 or 7 yards on the return out to the 39-yard line. Kannapolis with decent field position to start this drive.
Well, you know, in a game like this, Randy, all these kids know there's no tomorrow, there's no more wait till next week. It's all wait till next year now. In a normal regular season game, Maddox might have just let that one go on by, but here he realizes he's a guy who's going to have to make some big plays for his team. So you might see both teams taking a little bit more chances than they would normally.
Gill and Jenkins to the top, Sheets out to the bottom as the wideouts. And it'll be Tron Brown left side, fighting his way to about the 41-yard line, and the Spiders are waiting, led by Aaron Hamilton. Also, Adrian Archie, number 7.
And Adrian Archie, I'm telling you what, that kid is something else. He is in on just about every play for the Spiders. Neither team, Randy, really able to generate much offensively. We talked in the open about the team that was able to throw more effectively would be the team that was successful. On that one drive, Kraft completed a couple of big passes. Kannapolis has a 3-point lead. Concord has not completed a pass yet.
Second down and 7. And the play fake by Crab. Looking over the middle, he's got Sheets, the tight end. First down into the Spiders secondary, and brought down at the Concord 33-yard line. Jamel Jackson making the tackle, or Jeff Sheets was rumbling and stumbling, wasn't he?
He sure was. He just a quick slant toward the middle, cracked a strike, and he had beaten Jackson, and then he was off to the races and picked up 15 or more yards after he caught the ball.
Boy, this is scary the way they're using the tight end. Shades of Mike Morton in 1989.
Yeah. One thing you can say so far, Randy, is William Kraft is picking up right where he left off. He's very sharp. 3 out of 3 passing for 60 yards.
Here's Tron Brown to the outside. They tried to seal the end. The Spiders contain after about a 2-yard gain. And a good bit of defensive work there for Concord. Stephen Moose, the first guy to get him.
And suddenly the battle of field position is turning Kannapolis' way again now as they're just outside the Concord 30-yard line. There you see Jamie Scott, number 5, and Anthony Gray, number 2, wanting to get that ball back. So far, Tron Brown, 6 carries for 27 yards.
There you see Desmond Miller, 55, going both ways for the Wonders on the offensive and defensive line. And they fake the end route. Here's Crab with plenty of time. Dumps it in the zone. Nick Maddox, first down Kannapolis at the 17-yard line. And once again, they're just diversified. Aaron Hamilton with the tackle. They're just mixing it up. Excuse me, Gary Black with the tackle.
Here it is again, good protection. And you see that Maddox found the seam. Gary Black was able to bring him down, but Maddox is getting, or rather, Kraft is getting outstanding protection, Randy. And when he does a little controlled rollout, just 3 or 4 yards to either side to try and buy himself a couple of extra seconds, it has become very effective for the Wonders. Kraft batting 1,000 so far, 4 out of 4.
Johnson and Brown in the backfield. It'll be Brown off the right side and got about 2 down to the 15-yard line. They are in field goal territory again. Just a couple of passes. This is so similar to the first drive, it looks like.
It really is. And, you know, last drive, Kannapolis was relegated to the run primarily. They had a couple of penalties that backed them up. But when they are mixing their plays like this, pass, run, back and forth, it keeps the defense on its heels. And consequently, Kannapolis is driving again.
About 3 minutes into the second period here, as they'll sit Gill and Jenkins split to the top of your screen. And Sheets, who has been a busy man, to the bottom. Toss to Maddox, looking for the block. He gets one at the line of scrimmage, trying to get
what a tackle!
And the Spiders come up quickly. Archie, number 7, 7 at the 11-yard line. Also, number 11, Brandon Fulton, who's playing out of his shoes here tonight. It's all or nothing tonight, folks.
What a fine open field tackle that was. Generally, you can't get Nick Maddox down like that, but the Spiders sure did there. William Kraft, 4 out of 4, 49 yards in the air. We had him with 60 yards in the air a minute ago.
Oh, the fans on their feet here, and timeout called by Kannapolis. 8:30 to go in the first half. Wonders with a big third down play coming up when we come back. Welcome back. Wonders now faced with third down. On 4. William Kraft has had a game already.
Tremendous play here, Randy. If the Spiders can get a stop, they will stay within a touchdown.
And they'll go to the run. Right side, going to be close. Nick Maddox down at about the 6-yard line.
I think he got it.
The line to make was just inside the 7. We'll see where they spot his knee down.
He got it. First down.
Boy, that is a huge third down. I think maybe Concord was guessing pants or something on the rollout.
Well, that's the point, though. Kannapolis, by mixing their plays as effectively as they have the Concord defense guessing a little bit now. 3 out of 4 in third down conversion so far for the Wonders. But that's the thing. You mix your plays well enough, and the defense can't draw a bead on what you're trying to do.
First and goal of the 6. Johnson and Maddox. It'll be Maddox. Looking to the outside, breaks the tackle. He's inside the 5, and a great open field tackle. It was Mosey coming up and literally kept Nick out of the end zone.
And he came from the middle of the field, Randy, even a little bit toward the other side. It looked like Maddox had a clear path to the end zone. And Mosey, watch number 6 here, run a long way to bring him down. He's way over here on the other side of your picture, and look at him come in there to make that play at the end.
And a great tackle, because you just don't bring Nick down when you hit him up high. He got hold of the jersey and a few other parts. Made sure he held on. Second and goal, just inside the 3-yard line. And in motion is Johnson, and it will be Tron Brown. Hit, bounces outside, still on his feet, got back to the line of scrimmage. Brandon Fulton once again. How many times have we mentioned his name here in the first half?
I'm telling you, he's coming up big. All these guys are coming up big. They know that this is probably the game of their lives, especially for these seniors, and they want to give a good account of themselves. And again, Randy, Kannapolis is going to be faced with another third down. The Spiders desperately need to keep Kannapolis out of the end zone here to stay within a touchdown.
Big part of this game, although it's early. A lot of time to go in the first half, 6:45. But Johnson goes in motion on third goal. Going to be Maddox hitting the right side. He'll be stopped at the 2. Concord's defense digging in. And it was led by Joe Ham, 25. Also looked like Shady in there.
Well, you could call about 6 or 8 names on that Concord defense, and you're more likely than not going to be right. Looks like the Wonders might go, Randy.
They got progress, actually, more than we thought, to the 1-yard line.
Kraft is going to stay in the game. No sign of Garver. The Wonders are going to go for it on 4th down.
For your 14th game of the year, you got to say, we can get a yard. We'll see. It will be Kennedy in at the up back. Maddox the tailback. 4th and goal from the 1. Toss to Maddox. Left side. Flags are down. Maddox is in the end zone, but it could come back.
Let's see what the penalty's all about. The Kannapolis players are celebrating and running off the field. Looks like it's going to be against the Wonders. You see Gary Black celebrating. It is.
Illegal shift, illegal motion, and that is a killer right there. It takes points off the board.
Oh, you know the old fish stories where the guy extends his arms out further to tell how big the fish was?
Right.
That's how big that penalty was, as wide as you could stretch your arms.
You know,
huge.
Biggest fish I ever seen was the guy that only had one arm.
Yeah.
He held up the right arm.
The other one's infinity.
Yeah.
Now you're almost forced to go for the field goal, you would think, but Kraft is still out there.
Well, if you don't make it, you got Concord back at the 6-yard line. But I would think they got a sure 3 points here.
Coming in late, Randy. Looks like it's going to be Tron Brown.
Maybe they're going to try to draw him off sides here. Let's see. See if Kraft goes with the long count. Johnson in motion. Nope, they're going for it. Kraft on the roll. Looking, pressure, throws. As he slips, it's going to be intercepted. And almost coming back the other way was Aaron Hamilton.
And what a tackle, Randy, to save a touchdown. Trying to pick up the number. It looked like maybe it was...
Well, watch
Randy over here on this side. Looks like right here, 91 is going to be the guy who makes the play. Kraft fell. Justin Chambers right there gets an ankle, or Aaron Hamilton was gone because there was nobody between him and the other end zone.
The Wonders gambling on 4th down, and they lose. And the Spiders got to be feeling a sigh of relief now. The offense glad to be on the field. It don't matter where.
Even though Randy Kraft slipped that time, the Spiders did get some good heat on it that made him want to throw that one before he was quite ready.
From the 9-yard line, it'll be Gray on the bootleg. Pressure in the backfield. Gray will go down for a loss. Paul Allen and Martin Kennedy, along with look like 71 there, Philip Johnson. And they've got that point diagnosed.
Are you kidding me? Philip Johnson's a big old defensive lineman. What's he doing way out there chasing a quarterback down?
He's hungry.
And tell you what now, he ate his Wheaties this morning or something. Anthony Gray, 3 carries, -1 yard so far.
A loss back to the 6-yard line. And it's 2nd and 12.
I think the Spiders, Randy, are going to need some short passes to open things up a little bit instead of the deep ones downfield.
Well, they'll go to Scott to get some room. Here he goes. Jamie around the right side. Got some blocking. Allen misses him. Jamie says, let's change directions. He'll get out to the 19-yard line near the 1st down marker.
And you need a healthy dose of that, too, to open things up. We mentioned earlier that Concord seems to have some success getting around the end with Jamie Scott. Watch the blocking here. Coming around the top side. Look at that. They seal it off very well, give Jamie Scott some room, and he tiptoes along the sidelines for an extra 4 or 5 at the end.
It was everybody get it right, just get in the way.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have had a 2nd and 13, and Jamie got 13. 1,967 yards coming into tonight's game. He'll go over 2,000 tonight. Here we go.
Oh, what a block.
Scott goes down after about 2 on the play.
That was a good block out there by Brent Lee, number 52 for the Spiders that time. That turned that one into a positive gainer because a couple of the Wonders were in the backfield that time, and Brent Lee did a fine job to spring Jamie.
The clock showing 4:20 to go as this first half has gone quickly. You've got our 17, Toby Steele, as the widest wide out, way to the top of your screen. 2nd down, Gray looks, pumps again, and incomplete. Almost picked that time. Look like Rayvar Harris coming in on defending that time against Toby Steele.
The pump fake gave Harris time to recover, Randy, and get back in on that play. Again, that time, though, Concord looked for the short pass that we've been wondering about. 0 for 4 in the air so far for the Spiders. But I think that's the range of pass they're going to have to hit on a couple of times to really start zipping down the field.
3rd down and 8. Steele along with Posey wide to the top. And Gray looking, pumps now. Looking for Farr. 1-on-1, it's overthrown. Tremaine Robinson on the coverage at about the 40-yard line. So the Spiders will be forced to punt. Gray still 0 for
5 now. And let's give a call, Randy, to this Kannapolis defense. They are all over the Concord receivers, not letting anybody get behind them. We saw a couple of times last week in a game against Burns, they had some success getting behind the coverage. This week, nothing doing so far for that kind of action.
Jimmy Terrelli, the senior, in to kick it to the junior Nick Maddox. Gosh, isn't this fun?
I'm telling you what. Now, Maddox is standing at about the 43-yard line, so he's going to have some room.
Line driver, they kick it away from him, and it takes a good Spider roll, and roll, and roll. Down to the 33-yard line. Kannapolis with good field position. We have a break in the action. We'll return to Bailey Stadium in just a moment. The Wonder offense back onto the field. Evar Johnson is the fullback behind William Kraft. And they play fake it to Tron Brown. Kraft over the middle. He's got Jenkins. Complete 1st down for the Kannapolis Wonders at the 46-yard line. Jenkins, their leading receiver, Woody, coming into tonight's game with 15 catches. And he gets his first tonight.
And they're finding some success, Randy, right toward the middle of that field. They're running some little slants toward the middle of the field, right behind the linebackers. Look here at Jenkins. You see there are a lot of guys around him, but none of them close enough to make a play before the ball gets to him.
13 yards on the pass reception. Once again, 3 wide outs. 1st down, 46. Toss to Maddox. He's going to throw it. Over the middle, he's got Jenkins complete. He shakes a defender and goes to the, well, he gets Gets another tackle broke. Eludes another man. Danny Jenkins down at the Concord 20-yard line. What is this guy? He's a wide receiver. He's running like a running back.
He sure is, but the story is, Randy, it looks like the Spiders are thinking, well, if I just push him, he'll fall down. It's not happening. You see here, good protection again. There's the seam. He runs by Reed, and Black bumps him. He doesn't go down. Finally, Posey grabs him. Hamilton grabs him, and then running in there in the end is Jackson, and they finally wrestle him down. Kannapolis is in great shape. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go, and they're driving for what could be another score.
Jenkins 23 yards after he caught the ball. Here is Maddox breaking a tackle and goes to the Spider 10 near another first down.
And you see how the passing attack has loosened things up for Maddox up the middle.
And Brown will come back in. Nick will probably get a respite. That'll be short of the first down by about a half a yard.
Well, you know, Nick Maddox is a guy who doesn't like that coming out of the game foolishness. He'd like to stay in there for every play.
Well, he's probably glad he gets a little breather every once in a while. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Wonders knocking on the door again. They go to the fullback, Johnson. He's got room. Touchdown.
Right up the gut, Randy. And they hit him 3 or 4 times and could not get him on the ground.
Needless to say, the Wonder side has erupted. We watch it again.
Watch this. Good hole up the middle, and then watch this. Kabang, and he just runs over the last defender in the way to get into the end zone.
5'11", 214-pound junior scores from just outside the 10-yard line. And the Wonders are up 9-0. Here's Garber's extra point attempt. Out of the hole to Justin Martin. Is short. Does it make it across? No, short this time. Got too much air under it. Timeout on the field with 1:56 to go before halftime. Easy Smith got to be a little bit concerned, but we still have 2 minutes to go before halftime, and the way the Spiders can put points on, 9 points will not survive from this contest, I'll tell you that.
But you got to give a lot of credit to the Kannapolis defense, Randy, except for the one big run by Jamie Scott. The offense has not generated a whole lot here for the Spiders. I think they have, what, maybe 2 first downs?
Sheets with a pretty kick down to the 8-yard line. Here's Gary Black, and he can get 7 back in a hurry, and he'll go down. It was Posey. Both of them are like blurs when they go by our TV screen. Posey after the 23. My apologies.
3 first downs for the Spiders instead of just 2, but still, there you see the scoring drive for the Wonders. 4 plays, 67 yards, minute 50, and then Johnson an 11-yard run. But the big story there was a couple of crisp passes again toward the middle of the field.
And Jenkins, what he did with 23 yards after he caught the ball, so they got about 30 yards on that one pass play. Now the Spiders down 9-0, send 3 out, and they'll go with Gary Black on the end around. Looking, and this guy can go. They bump him down at about the 31-32-yard line. A little shy of the first down, but that's a quick 9 yards for number 1.
Concord trying to use some speed to make it happen. A minute and a half now to go in the first half. They're going to have to get one big play downfield here to get close. Keep in mind, though, the Spiders still, I believe, have all of their timeouts.
Kannapolis has used just one of theirs, so they're not have to use any right here. Toss to Scott. Looking, Jamie trying to get around the corner, meets up with Nick Gill and Willie Poore, but they'll get a first down. That will stop the clock momentarily at about the 37-yard line.
1:10 to go.
And Concord quickly without a huddle.
That's a situation where you've got a couple of plays all ready to go, so you don't have to waste time in the huddle.
Posey, Farr, and Steele wide to the top. That's where Gray's looking right now. Now he looks over the middle. Gary Black overthrown. And kind of the zone coverage that time. Gary had got in there, but Gray just a little too high. That will stop the clock with the incomplete pass with 56 seconds to go. Maddox really the closest to the football that time.
0 for 6 passing so far in the game for Anthony Gray. Great battle going on, Randy, if the fans can kind of keep an eye on it, between 55 Justin Miller for the Spiders along the offensive line and big 71 Philip Johnson. They were waging a war on that last play.
I tell you what, it's hard to concentrate on these linemen when the ball's sailing all over the field, isn't it?
Trips to the watch them work, though.
Trips to the top. Second down, Gray, plenty of time. Now pumps it upfield, tipped and incomplete. We had a couple of receivers in the vicinity of the under 45-yard line. Posey, one of them.
And a couple of them got their hands on it.
Boy, Kannapolis' secondary, after being burned a couple of times last week in the Birds game for a touchdown and a couple of long gainers, are doing a good job tonight.
Well, the answer for that then is to pound it up in there if you figure they're going to be covering your receivers that closely. The problem now with Concord is they're inside a minute to go. They don't have time to eat up a lot of clock moving down the field. They've got to hit some kind of a big play to get down the field if they hope to get some points. They're going to take a timeout.
They're going to worry about getting a first down right now. It's 3rd and 10 when we stop and play here. 48 seconds to go. And we'll remind you that we will have a headliners for you next week. It's either going to be Bruce Harden or Easy Smith. We wish it could be both of them. We wish this was the state championship game.
Yeah, but no matter what, we'll be live Wednesday night at 8 o'clock with one of the two coaches. And boy, you know, the good thing about all this, Randy, is no matter what happens, we don't have any more road trips unless we go to Chapel Hill.
I like that trip. I've been there a couple times. You've enjoyed it, Woody.
I've been there too. Hey, I ran the camera on the sideline for one of those.
You get to go up the nosebleed section with me.
Guarantee you. There you see it. Wednesday night live at 8 o'clock. Headliners comes your way. We'll be talking with the coaches and reviewing this game and looking ahead to next week's game. The winner of this one will take on the winner of Ragsdale or Kings Mountain. In the regional finals, the state semifinals, the right to go to Chapel Hill awaits the winner of that game next week.
We go to Chapel Hill. I'll be with my two favorite Woodies, Woody Kane and Woody Durham.
He won't be there.
I thought he was there a couple years ago. Here's Gray on 3rd and long, going over the middle. He's got Gary Black complete. It'll be a first down at the under 34-yard line. They finally got Black loose, and Gray was on the money that time.
And that's the big one they've been looking for, Randy. Watch this. Good protection again for Anthony Gray. Has time to wait for Black to work his way open. Nick Maddox brings him down, but the Spiders are at the 34-yard line now. They're probably going to need one more play here to get in field goal range.
35 seconds to go in the first half. Gray to the receiver complete at the 28-yard line. Toby Steele, and a timeout called by Concord for Steele. That's his 12th catch on the 97 season.
Now, I don't know what kind of range they have on the kicking game here, but with 28 seconds to go, to feel comfortable, you'd like to get somewhere around the 20-yard line, and to feel really good if you're Easy Smith, you'd like to get down around the 15 or the 10.
And to feel really, really good, you'd like to get across the goal line, right?
Yeah. But we're thinking in terms of field goal now. Now, Concord has 28 seconds, and I think they have one more timeout. I think they have one more, but I'm not sure about that. They have the opportunity, therefore, to go toward the middle of the field. They don't have to direct everything toward the sidelines, and they still have that timeout remaining.
If they were to kick it here, it would be about a 41-yard attempt. No, actually more than that. 28 would be a 45-yard attempt.
Larkin McElroy, the kicker for the Spiders, number 30 down on the sidelines, and I'm not sure what kind of range he has.
They fake it to Scott, and here we go on the end around. This is Posey. He's got some room, and the Wonders close it down quickly, but after about an 8-yard gain. There's the 8 yards you were talking about, Woody.
And they started to call a timeout. Easy says no. Get up to the line of scrimmage and run a play.
Clock shows 15, 16 seconds.
They're going to have to hurry. They're going to have to just slam it down.
They move, the clock stopped to move the chains for the first down. There's the slam, or the spiking, or the intentional grounding, whatever you want to call it. It stops the clock. 14 seconds to go. Now Concord will have time to talk it over here.
Well, you've got the opportunity with 14 seconds, Randy, to try the end zone once, maybe twice. And then you've got to go with the field goal. From here, it would be a 39-yard attempt for Larkin McElroy, who's pacing along the sidelines now, and nobody's speaking to him either.
Nobody speaks to these fingers.
Yeah.
They're on FM. We're on AM.
They're a different breed.
Or they PM, we AM. I don't know. Let's see if they go to the zone. One shot at it here. Up, Gray pumps once. Now the protection breaks down. He'll try to get out of bounds, and he does. Smart play by the senior, Anthony Gray. Inside the 20, down to about the 18-yard line. The clock shows 7 seconds. So do you go one long pass?
Well, you're in danger now of not having enough time. If it doesn't develop quickly, you won't have time to try the field goal if this play doesn't work.
Took 7 seconds for that play to transpire. And Easy Smith into Anthony Gray. Probably go quick, maybe with a post or a fade pattern here.
He may tell Anthony, take a look, and if it's not there quickly, throw it away fast, and we'll try the field goal. This is one where you won't have a long time to wait for a play to develop.
Gary Black is out of your picture. He's the lone wide out at the top of your screen. 2 to the bottom. Here's Gray looking that way. Now he'll go. Here we go. To the corner of the zone. The battle was on.
It came loose. He didn't hang on to it.
Gary Black with a great try. Nick Maddox with a great defense, and it's incomplete. And the clock shows 1 second. And now Concord has a chance for a last-second field goal here in the first half, and they will call the last time
Now
out.
watch this. This is right on the money. Nick Maddox goes up, and I think he probably got a hand on that, Randy, because it sure looked like Gary Black had a couple on it. I think Nick probably poked that one loose.
And Black was also having a look to see where the back of the inline marker was there. There you see two pretty good football players. Aaron Hamilton, number 3, to his left, or his right, actually, is number 7, Adrian Archie. As we peer into the Concord huddle, no secrets here. I do not see the field goal unit come on.
No, and Brandon Fulton is still patient around on the sidelines, hoping for a chance, but it looks like Concord is going to try the end zone one more time. They have called the timeout to try and set up one more play, and there you see Fulton. He's going, put me in, coach.
Well,
but they're going to try the end zone one more time, it looks like. That play was just inches away from a touchdown for the Spiders last time.
Black and Farr, the wideouts to the top. You've got Steele and Posey to the bottom. So 4 wideouts out of the shotgun here with 1 second to go. Gray will go deep. End zone, it's going to be...
touchdown! No, he went out of bounds. He got the ball, but they say he came down out of bounds.
Boy, that was close. That was close. He did not have control, perhaps. He looked like his feet was in bounds. Maybe we'll get another look at it. He
Take a look.
bobbling the ball, Woody. Let's see.
Gray held it as long as he could. The throw goes to the corner. Posey is up, but they say he's bobbling the ball. You see right there, the ball is not quite in his hands, it doesn't look like. The fans don't like the call. The Spiders don't like it, but we're at halftime.
It's an accurate call. 9-0, the Wonders leading at the break. Hey, we got 24 more minutes to go. Don't you dare go away. Welcome back. 9-0, our halftime score. And you say, what happened to the bands? Well, they're here. They just did not perform on the field at halftime, so that's the reason you didn't see them. But we'll check a look at those first half stats, though.
Well, there you see the rushing fairly even between the teams. The passing way out front for Kannapolis. They were very effective there. Total yards, consequently, a little bit more for Kannapolis. First downs even. But look at that passing stat for Concord. 2 of 11. That's significant. Penalties, not much of a concern for either team. They killed a couple of drives, though, in the second quarter that could have been effective. Now, as we look at our storyline for these two teams, some things will jump out at you that we pointed out to you in the first half. William Kraft, 5 of 6 for 82 yards. Tron Brown, 8 carries for 22 yards. Now, Nick Maddox had one of those completions, I believe, for Kannapolis. Jamie Scott, 10 carries for 81 yards. Gray, 2 of 11 for 34 yards for the Concord team. And I think one of the big differences in the first half was that Concord went deep a lot more than we've seen them do that at any time this year. They didn't go to the short pass as much as we've seen them do that in previous games. I think that's something that they will have to be a little more effective at to make it happen.
Well, it should be a wild final 2 quarters. They've gone at it for a game and a half, and there's not much secrets, if any, left. And both teams going to leave it all out here on the field here in the final 24 minutes, because this truly is the season. One of these guys will go, one will survive to play the state semifinal game next week. And I'll tell you one thing, wouldn't have it any other way.
I think another big thing in the first half, Randy, is you look at the rushing numbers for Kannapolis, and they're not that spectacular for Brown and Maddox, but that's because they've been so effective throwing the ball. It's kept Concord on their heels a little bit. There you see Gary Black with the Spiders coming out. Another thing to keep in mind is that William Kraft has had outstanding protection in the first half. He has had a lot of time to find his receivers and wait for plays to develop down the field.
How many times have we said it through the big games over the years? The first possession of the second half is very key, and Kannapolis will get the football first to start the second half, leading 9-0. And if they can do one of those textbook drives like they did last time these two teams met, that doesn't bode well for Concord.
Well, now keep in mind, Concord trailed Mooresville by 8.5 up there and came out like a different team in the second half. They'll have to stop Kannapolis here because if they go down somewhere in the neighborhood of 16-0, they're going to be in some kind of trouble.
Larkin McElroy will kick it deep. It hits and will go out of bounds. So Kannapolis will get it in decent field position unless they elect to make Concord kick it again.
I think they will probably just take it.
And you're going to have it at your own.
Let's see.
Maddox was hoping that thing had one more turn on it. As you see Easy Smith on the sidelines.
They're discussing it out there now with the officials. Let's see what they've decided. Looks like they are going to make them kick it again.
Well, they had the ball, at the 35-yard line.
They want to give Maddox an opportunity to pick that thing up and see what he can do. There you see, we talked about it last week, the one sock deal for the Wonders, and Maddox is another guy who's doing that same thing. He and Philip Johnson.
I haven't noticed Philip that much tonight. We'll have to take a look at his sticks before tonight's over with. McElroy will back it up. He's not kicking it at the 35. He for some reason has it at the 33. I've never seen that. Look at that. This one will go to one of the up men at about the 20-yard line. So Kannapolis will get about the same field position. Well, they did not fare nearly as well as returning the football was Ryan Kraft, number 26. It's got to be Williams' brother.
Sophomore, he gets out to the 30.
So the Wonders will set up the 10 pegs there, and Bruce Hart across the far side.
One of the adjustments that Concord is going to have to make, Randy, is to find a way to cover the Wonders tight end. Jeff Sheets made several big plays there for Kannapolis in the first half. But if you do that, the problem is you take a linebacker away from run support. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation.
They line Sheets up on the left side and go with a toss to Maddox, looking for the block, and he'll have about 3, maybe 4 of that time on the first down carry. They move the tight end over there a little more blocky. Jeff Sheets, one of those seniors, and not only does he play football well, I understand he's a pretty good baseball player too.
Yeah. Multi-talented people going both ways here for these two schools.
Multi-talented bands performing, multi-talented fans watching. We've got a lot of talent out here tonight.
Everybody is here.
Second down. Sean Brown hitting the right side. Got to about the 36-yard line, and it was Adrian Archie once again with the tackle.
Also went on that one was Z. Smith, Z's son, number 75.
Yep, little Z. Well, he's not too
He's
little.
not little anymore.
No. You remember years ago?
I remember when he was football. Yeah, I remember a Bell game several years ago, and they used to have those, youth league games before the contest, and you see him down on the sidelines, and man, I guess we're getting old or something like that.
Fans on their feet now on third down. Line to make the 40. It's going to be close. I believe he's short, depending on where they spot the ball. Maddox had to get just to the 40-yard line.
Looks like he is just a little short.
They got a pretty good spot there. Maybe we might get our official chain crew out here to measure.
Yeah, well, they're kind of like a fullback. You got to give them at least 1 or 2 appearances a game to keep them happy.
Well, fourth down. 40 yards for Nick Maddox. And look at here.
The Wonders are going to go. This shows a lot of confidence in their offense and a lot of confidence in their defense, because here you're saying, if we don't get it, we believe we can hold the Spiders out.
Fourth and inches. Going to be Kraft first down off the right side. Well, we saw that last week with Justin Hart going over. And
William Kraft, is he hurt?
I think somebody had a hold of the leg there.
He's acting like he's injured.
Yep. They got a ankle twisted in the pile there.
I thought maybe he was just trying to get somebody off of him, but he's not getting up, and I think he's in some pain down there.
Maybe cramps. There we go.
Let's see. Watch him go here toward the right, and he just finds enough room, and I think you're right, Randy. Yeah, he's grabbing at it now. See him grabbing the back of his leg there?
Oh, man. Did not get the potassium. Did not get the manners in his system this week. We have a timeout with 9:50 to go in the third period. overflow in Bailey Stadium, way up on the hill. There you see the folks.
William Kraft is kind of hopping off the field under his own power. You see the new quarterback, Justin Harden. He came into the second half last week in Kannapolis and Burns, but this is not a switch the Wonders decided to make. It's one they had to make.
That Kraft has to come out at least one play.
And he's been very, very effective so far.
Here, Harden's going to throw it on first down. He's got the tip, incomplete, almost intercepted. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
Either Aaron Hamilton or Adrian Archie got a hand on that one to knock it away just enough. I think it was Hamilton. Let's see what the officials are going to rule here. It's going to be against Kannapolis.
Could be a holding variety.
Illegal motion.
Tell you, man comes in cold off the bench and almost completes a pass.
And that pass had some nice touch on it. It was just a spectacular leap back there by Hamilton to get a hand on it. And again, Kannapolis trying to get in that seam just behind the linebackers, but in front of the defensive backs.
Well, is Bruce loose tonight? He's going on it 3 times on 4th down.
Well, you know, it's not a bad call because you have to be thinking, Concord is thinking, well, he's cold off the bench, he's not going to be throwing, and sure enough, they come out and do it right away.
1st and 15 at the 36. Toss to Maddox. He's going to pump it over the middle. Yeah, a little short in midfield. Trying to hit Sheets and just underthrown. So Maddox 1 for 2 in that category. That'll put him at 5 of 10 on the year.
Sheets was open, though, Randy. They had some room there to get in the ball. The pass just a little low.
Tight end off the slant over the middle. And
well, you just got to wonder, is there anything that Nick Maddox doesn't do?
I mean, we'll have to check because he may have brought the bus down today.
He was probably up there at halftime playing one of the instruments with the band.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you what, now that kid does it all.
Rumors were he was selling popcorn and drinks at halftime.
He probably popped it and brought it with him.
It's all profit.
Whoa.
2nd and 15. They go short side, cutting it back. Nick Maddox almost into the secondary. We'll get about 10 out to the 45-yard line. Nick 1 man away from breaking that one.
But because of the penalty, it's not a first down. The illegal motion penalty a couple of plays ago keeps it from being a first down.
We'll keep an eye on the time. It shows 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. Kannapolis taking the second half kickoff. They've occupied the clock 3 minutes now, and now facing 3rd down again.
Boy, they have been successful on 3rd down, Randy. That has been the trademark of these 2 games.
Harden with a play fake, and a flag is down.
And the 2 opposing lines are pointing at each other.
That could have been illegal procedure again.
Against Kannapolis.
Difference perhaps, Woody, of the cadence of the quarterback coming in, and it looks like Justin's going maybe with a quicker count than what Kraft was doing.
I don't see Kraft standing up on the sidelines. They might still be working. Now I see him. He's up, and he's standing there right beside Coach Harden. He's putting his hat back on now, letting them know, I'm ready, Coach, I'm ready.
All right, now Justin Harden better be ready. We check the penalty yardage. 10 of those in this drive. It's 3rd down and 10.
We haven't had a lot of penalties, Randy, but when we've had them, it seems like they come in bunches.
See if the Wonders go to the air this time. Play fake.
Pressure!
Oh, my goodness. Jamal Jackson, nobody picked him up. And Harden.
Now remember, Randy,
Slow to get up.
he is, and he got crunched by Jackson. Watch him coming here. Remember when somebody asked E.Z. Smith about blitzing? He told us he didn't like the blitz. He tricked us.
Yeah, he likes it now.
Yep. And that's what has been lacking. 2nd sack of the game for Concord. Earlier, the one came against William Kraft, and that has been what has been lacking for Concord on defense. They haven't been able to get good pressure on the quarterback until now.
That one should count as 2.
Man.
Danny Jenkins in. Wonders forced to punt now. Jenkins standing inside his 20. A long count. Good protection. And Jenkins gets off a boomer. Gary Black peels 31. And almost shook a tackle, but a good open field tackle by Tony McKinney downfield. McKinney, a senior. And had he not gotten it, Black,
He had some room, no question. You know, that last play, Randy, it was fortunate that Justin Harden was able to see Jamel Jackson coming at the last second. He had a little time to wrap the ball up, otherwise that one could have popped loose.
Poncho, 7:35 to go in the 3rd period. Now Concord touches the ball for the first time here in the 2nd half. Gray hands off. Scott Look at the line of scrimmage and just second effort. Jamie Scott running like a wild animal right there. Got about 3 tough yards.
He had Rashad Robinson in front of him trying to get him down, but Jamie just kept his legs driving and pushed him downfield about 4 yards.
Yeah, he literally did. There's 5. Scott, as we said, almost 2,000 yards coming into tonight's ball game rushing.
Headed to the Shrine Bowl and to Wake Forest.
2nd and 6. Scott again. Hitting the middle, and it'll be close to the first down out across the 45, 46-yard line.
Quick feet that time.
Nick Gill.
For Jamie Scott to get through the hole. Nick Gill wrapped him up, but Jamie had a little room that he manufactured there with some nifty footwork.
See, looks like they've changed something. They said, well, the times I've beat the Wonders over the years, I've gone straight out. And that's what he's doing.
Well, they had some success going around the end with Jamie in the first half and not so much up the middle, but it's different now.
3rd down and short. Toss to Scott. He'll try to get the flanks turned. He's got first down and tripped up.
Wow.
Across midfield into Wonder territory.
And did you see who got him? It was big old Philip Johnson out there, a defensive lineman running to the other side of the field to trip Jamie Scott up. I'm telling you, every time I see Philip Johnson, I'm more and more impressed with that kid. Watch him here. Watch 71. Right there. Fights off a block and then gets Jamie by the foot.
Outstanding defensive play. Or Jamie would have had more. Concord comes out. They are showing some fire on the offensive line right now. 13 carries, 98 yards for Scott. He's warming up. First down, 46. Scott again. A hole. Scott is loose. He's down to the Wonder 32-yard line. Martin Kennedy kept him out of the end zone, really.
He did, Randy. You're right. And a big hole on the right side of the line for Jamie to work through that time. And you called it. The Spiders have decided, well, we're just going to pound away and go right at you. And here they come. Stop us if you can.
Great block by Brent Lee, who pulled that time, number 52.
Yeah, we called Brent's name in the first half for a great block, so he's having himself a big game.
First down and 10, a 14-yard gain for Scott. He's over 100 yards. Here's Jamie again. Stopped this time, and there's Desmond Miller, 55, got him first. And Philip Johnson. So the bookends for the Wonders on defense. Team to make the tackle, no gain.
What a luxury it has to be for both these coaches to have all the talent they've got to work with. It's not like they don't have many choices with what they can do. They can both do so many different things. These players are so talented. It gives these coaches a lot more leeway to dream up things to try.
Oh, yeah. 2nd down. And Gray will go to the air with a play fake. Got 3 receivers out, and Toby Steele had it and wanted to run before he held on to the football. You got to take care of the mail first.
He had him fooled because the rest of the receivers had run deep downfield. Steele broke his route off and came back about 4 or 5 yards and simply couldn't hang on to the ball. Paul Allen fell down, and had Steele been able to hang on to that one, he might have gotten close to the end zone. There you see the numbers on Scott so far.
Tell you what let's do. Let's combine these teams and go to Chapel Hill anyway.
Nobody'd ever beat him.
5:05 left, 3rd period. 3rd down, toss to Scott. Hemmed reverses the field. Jamie with another great move. Still on his feet. He'll be short of the first down, but boy, he made that up as he went. 54 finally. Rashad Robinson over there for the Wonders defensively.
And you know, Jamie Scott doesn't get a lot of credit for his speed, Randy, because he follows his block so well. But watch this cutback move right here.
There's one.
He left 2 guys grasping at him as he ran down the field.
Jamie Scott, loose,
Man,
is scary. 4th down and 2. Big play here for Concord. Gray out of the flat to Gary Black. 1-on-1. He checks the tackle. Cuts it inside. He'll have the first down. Concord, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And Randy, that's, I think, the first time we've seen that route tonight, and that's one we've seen repeatedly from Concord this season. It's been so effective. You get Gary Black out here, one-on-one situation where he gets to use his speed and athletic ability to run past people, and he picks up the first down. That's something that we didn't see much at all in the first half. Concord was trying to go way downfield, but now they're on the march.
Trips to the left, short side of the field on 1st down. Scott trying to get outside, and the Wonders pinning for a loss. It looked like Nick Gill over there.
Sure was. He did a great job to fight off a block.
A loss all the way back to the 16-yard line. A loss of 5 on the play. I tell you what, this offense for Concord here in this drive, they look like the offense we saw in the second half of Mooresville, the folks saw in Hickory last week, and they can beat anybody when they're playing like they are right now.
10th play of the drive here for the Spiders. But they desperately need to get something out of it, Randy.
2nd and 14 from the 16-yard line. Scott to the air, or Gray to the air, over to Posey. And a great open field tackle. Paul Allen caught the block off of Jake Cablon and made the tackle in the open field. That is an outstanding individual effort.
I think Posey was trying to go toward the middle of the field and saw some more room toward the outside, but I don't think he realized that Paul Allen was going to be able to do what he did there to get away from that block.
Well, the gain only to the 14-yard line. It sets up 3rd down and 12. They need to make between 1 and 2 is the line to make for the first down. Let's see if Gray goes to the end zone. 3 wide out. Well, there he goes on the slant. Complete, incomplete.
Well, did he have it? Did he get across?
Nope.
He did not. It was Toby Steele. Looked like he had it for a beat, then the ball came loose. I don't know if one of the Wonders stripped it out or if Steele just didn't hang on. Let's take a look again. Here it goes downfield. No, he just couldn't reel it in. One of the Wonders wrapped him up, and they had a hold of him.
Now it sets up 4th down and Concord. Well, looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they are.
No confidence in the kicking game right now, so.
Well, right now they're down by 9 points, and they really need a touchdown. Now they can get a first down without the touchdown.
Trips to the top. Here's Gray with a play fake. Looking back short side and incomplete.
Flags are down.
End zone. That's got to be an interference.
It is. It was Nick Maddox. Gary Black was trying to cut back toward the middle of the field, and Nick Maddox kind of bumped him as he was trying to get back toward the middle. Let's see if we can watch it again. Watch at the end of the play here, 20 bumping Gray. You couldn't see it there, but you see both players reacting. He kind of bumped him.
Oh, offsetting penalties, Woody. Holding against Concord. And they'll replay the down.
That's a do-over.
Man, holding call. We were looking to the end zone, and the flag was dropped in the backfield.
Man, you talk about some pressure now.
Here we go again. A do-over. 4th down is bad enough, but to do it twice.
Yeah.
Well, Kannapolis did it twice in the first half. And came up empty.
Concord looks like they're going to go with 2 receivers to the bottom, the short side of the field. Gary Black and Kiki Farr. Up to the top is Steele and Posey.
On 4th down and 12 from the 14. Great, plenty of time will go, and the receiver cut to the inside. It was a fade route to the outside, and the ball will go over on downs to the Wonders. I guess you could say Kannapolis dodged a couple of bullets that time, and
Sure
their
did.
offense will take over at the 20-yard line, or the line of scrimmage, I'm sorry.
That was just a miscommunication or a misread. There you see McElroy, who was hoping to get an opportunity, but the Spiders really needed a touchdown there.
And the clock now shows 2:47 to go in the 3rd period.
Well, now you've got another challenge for the defense.
Tom Brown, Evar Johnson in the backfield. William Pratt is back in on this series. And they give it to Johnson, the fullback. He'll just go as far as he can. He carries a few folks for about 3. Evar Johnson with a big touchdown run in the first half. I bet he was singing after he scored. I understand he's a great singer.
That's what I hear. There you see Jamie Scott, who did some outstanding work to get the Spiders down close, but the Wonder defense stiffened as they got down inside the 15-yard line.
Nice thing about Jamie Scott is I'm glad he's going to a local ACC school. We get to see him on Saturday afternoons on TV.
Yeah.
Going to Wake Forest next year. 2nd and 8. Here is Tom Brown trying to get outside, and he goes to the 20, maybe the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
Near the 20-yard line,
Adrian Archie over there on the tackle, along with, well, we got Cramp in after the...
We'll move the ball just over the 20.
The cramp, at least that's what we think it was. He looks okay now, though.
Let's have a look back on this team. Teammates will call him William Cramp.
Oh, boy, now you've done it.
Of course, nobody could have the cramp. I think Nick Maddox, 3rd and 3. Nick Maddox had the cramp of the century a couple of weeks ago.
Well, that was awful looking.
3rd and 3, and it'll Maddox. He'll have the first down. Almost got out of the grasp of another tackler. Out to the 29-yard line.
Jackson brought him down, but not before Maddox got the first down, and Kannapolis continues to convert third downs.
Jamel Baby, the only guy on the Spider team that can run.
Boy, that was a great block up there. I didn't see who got it, but somebody executed a great block that time in the middle of the field on Calvin Reed to get him out of the hole. He got there realizing where the play was going, but Kannapolis got him out of the picture.
Gill, Jenkins, and Sheets are the wideouts. Toss, short side, Tron Brown again. And he'll be short. Gain that time of maybe a yard, possibly two. Jim Shady over there to make the tackle along with a few other black shirts. I like the Spiders in this all black with the gold numbers.
Yeah, they're sure easier to read, I'll give you that much.
Well, they look like Spiders.
Yeah. Kraft coming back in after getting some consultation from Coach Harden. 11 carries, 38 yards for Tron Brown, but his yardage has been key, Randy. He's picked up big third down plays and big plays to keep drives alive for him tonight.
And Kraft trying to keep it look like some sort of option going on.
The ball come loose, he was already down, they're saying.
Williams saw the opening there, and rather than risk a handoff, could have been a missed exchange, and Kraft just made up something. We'll never know, perhaps.
And he and Jim Shady were exchanging pleasantries there at the end of that play.
We have got 12 more minutes in the season remaining. The winner goes to the state semifinals next week. Kannapolis right now, as they led at halftime, lead it 9-0. On the winning game, Steve Can. Again, I'm Randy Whitley. Delighted you're with us here for the sequel, Concord, Kannapolis.
Now, Randy, keep in mind that even though Kannapolis may not be zipping up and down the field right now, they want the clock to run more than anything else because Concord has to score twice to beat them.
And that's 2 possessions. Third down, toss will go to Maddox, looking to try to get the block, and
wow.
Spiders over there defensively. Coming up big that time, number 10, Jamal Jackson.
Nice tackle.
And forced the Wonders to punt. Jenkins on to do the honors.
And really, you know, the one thing that's been missing from this game, Randy, we haven't seen a big kick return by either team. Gary Black had a pretty good kickoff return in the first half, but nothing like the spectacular kickoff returns and punt returns we've seen from these teams all year long. Maddox, 16 carries, 58 yards right now.
The Spiders showing only 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. Jenkins, high snap, but it's got to be high for that guy. He's 6'5", and he moves it up in the lights. They get away from it. It touches one of the Concord Spiders. They'll have to pick it up, and Posey going out of bounds, and there's a flag.
Boy, there's a bunch of flags.
It did touch one of the guys upfield for Concord. That's a live ball.
What a great kick, though, by Jenkins. Looks like this one might be against the Spiders. Let's see.
If they offsetting, we'll just see. Maybe a re-kick. We'll never know. Well, we'll find out here in a minute. Upfield.
Boy, there's flags all over the place. I see at least 3.
There's one up at midfield, which was away from the point of tackle.
And Coach Harden is telling him what he thinks.
He said, let's go that way. Easy Smith's
just waiting to find out.
He'll get the call, get the message here momentarily.
Here we go. A clip against the Spiders. Personal foul against the one. Nope. Let's see. Which one is it? Okay. So both penalties against Concord. Easy Smith can't believe it. He was thinking surely one of them had to be against Kannapolis.
So the personal foul must have been called at the end of that play down there at the point of tackle, and the clipping call maybe up at midfield. So that is going to push them either further back.
And it's really going to put their backs against the wall, Randy, with just more than 11 minutes to go. Concord needs some points out of this drive. They were held off the scoreboard last time when they had an opportunity, held off the scoreboard when they had an opportunity at the end of the first half. Time is their biggest enemy now. They've got to generate some points out of this drive because, keep in mind, as we said, one score is not going to be enough.
You're exactly right. Their last 2 possessions, they moved the ball at Kannapolis. The Wonders have dodged a few bullets. They've got some penalties, put some big defensive plays, and things have gone to the advantage of Kannapolis so far, but 11 minutes is an eternity the way these 2 teams play.
Well, you official is going to come out and clarify things. They're explaining it to E.Z. Smith now.
I can't go back any further.
Yeah, the signal is clip against Concord, and evidently that's the penalty that they will accept. But the thing is here, you can't get into a situation where you feel like we've got to score now. And evidently they're going to get the benefit of both.
Yeah, there were two different dead ball fouls. Then you had a first one. Well,
one was a first ball, one was a dead ball. Okay.
At the 9-yard line, the Spiders are 91 yards away. Jamie Scott, 2 yards deep in the end zone. And it will be not Scott this time, but looked to be
maybe Jackson,
I believe.
Yeah, that's who it is.
And just a little.
Hey, look at there. It's Natron Means.
Hey, Nate.
Check him out. Celebrity. Everybody's here, aren't they? Guarantee you.
I'll tell you what.
Boy, all the people are coming home, aren't they?
All we need is Jack Nicholson to show up.
Oh, wait a minute now. He's not from around here. Nate's a homeboy. He's from around here.
He's played in a few of these games, big games before. Gray hit as he threw, and the pass falling short, and it'll be third down.
Again, though, he had to wait a little bit for something to break loose, and it gave the Wonders time to get back there and put some heat on him.
Look like Philip Johnson may have been the one that got him from behind. He didn't get him cleanly, but just ran into him or pushed somebody into him just enough to alter the toss.
Well, this may be the biggest third down play of the game. So far in the game, Anthony Gray, 4 of 17 passing for 43 yards. Kannapolis looks like they've decided that they are not going to allow Concord to do much of the passing game tonight. Jamie Scott has been pretty effective, but Concord is behind now.
And the play back to Scott. Here's Gray, plenty of time over the middle, and the catch is complete.
He's down.
And he was down. The ball did not cause the fumble. Gary Black with a clutch third down catch. And will give the Spiders a first down out across the 20.
Clutch is key. Watch this, Randy. And look at the protection Anthony Gray has here. And a great catch to hang on by Gary Black, because he really got a pop from Nick Maddox at the end of that.
And Nick's not playing bad defense. He's just, you got about 7 inches difference. It is 5'11" versus 6'2". Well, about 3 or 4 inches, but that's a difference.
As fine a runner as Maddox is, Black is that good a receiver.
Here's Scott out to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. 37, Jeff Sheets getting up off the bottom of the pile. And I'm Willie Ford there as well.
I really think that Concord is going to have to rely heavily here on Jamie Scott on this drive.
It keeps the passing game honest, that's for sure. If Scott's doing it in the middle and they complement each other, you got to have that balance. Inside 10 minutes to go in the game. Here's Gray out of the flat, and a little one-on-one music from Gary Black. He'll get out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, pushed out by Maddox.
That should be enough for the first. Yes, it is.
Tonight, Nick's going to be dreaming about, he's going to have ones in each eyeball.
Tell you what, it's a shame anybody has to lose this game.
And of course, Gary Black's going to see a 2 and a 0 in his.
Yeah.
First down and 10 for the Spiders, who started this drive with their own 9-yard line. Perhaps the drive of the year. Here's Gray, and trying to hit Toby Steele, and Toby may have slipped.
I think Toby was starting to go upfield that time, just as Gray let the ball loose, and he couldn't get back to it. He had already started his momentum downfield and slipped when he tried to come back to the ball.
It's going to be second and 10 for the 34. The clock stops with 9:23 to go in regulation. Gary Black is split to the short side of the field, top of your screen. 2 wide receivers to the bottom. Blake Bank to Scott. Gray with pressure, throwing upfield, and this one will be picked off by Kannapolis. Raybar Harris has the football, and he'll go down at the Concord 48-yard line. The pressure perhaps caused Gray to throw that one up. Kenneth McClamrock with a tackle on Harris. And didn't he get an interception the last time?
Yeah, he did. Now, Gray gets pounded at the end of this by Willie Poore, and he's slow to get up. He's limping off the field. Harris with a pick coming back the other way, but Concord trying to get downfield in a hurry that time, and Kannapolis got some good pressure on Gray, and he throws the interception. Now, Kannapolis is holding all the cards. Concord is going to have to generate a turnover here with about 9 minutes to go. Because Kannapolis, now, you know they're not going to go anywhere near the out-of-bounds marker.
They're going to take the air out of it, perhaps keep it on the ground, and that is Tron Brown. And another illegal procedure call Wonders.
Well, that's the last thing they wanted because it's going to stop the clock.
Both teams have all their timeouts, I believe, remaining.
Yeah, I don't think either team has used one here in the second half. Kannapolis has gotten a lot of these motion penalties, illegal procedures in the second half. So it's going to be 1st and 15 now.
And the Wonder 46-yard line. High formation. Just 2 wide receivers this time. It's Tron Brown, stuffed in the backfield. Credit Stephen Moose.
Yep. Adrian Archie, their number 7, came to finish him off, but Moose made the play happen with some excellent penetration.
Well,
The defense is coming up big here, but the offense is going to have to find a way to put some points on the board.
I thought it might be a defensive battle. We could have turned it because there's only so many things you can show them offensively. The defense make the adjustments. It's like good pitch and stop, good hit.
Yeah.
That's what it's been tonight. 2nd and 17. Wonders moving backwards here. The 44. They'll go to Johnson, the fullback, and he surprises everybody. And the big ball goes across midfield to the Spider 41-yard line. Second big run of the night for Ivar Johnson, the junior. That's the scary thought as we watch it again.
Watch him go right up the gut here. Good blocking by the Wonders and getting it down at the end. I think it was either Archie or Reed. But another key 3rd down play coming up here for Kannapolis.
Opponents beware. Johnson and Maddox in the backfield next year.
Whoa.
3rd and short.
Well, the officials running in here. Maybe the time ran out on it.
Somebody lined up wrong.
And that is huge, Randy. They had 3rd and short, and now it's going to be 3rd and long. Lined up wrong.
Ricky Mann is saying, me? And he could have moved, too. Let's see. No, they were just offsides. You get any edge you can, and sometimes the linesman catches you, which he did that time. Sometimes he doesn't.
I think it was Ricky Mann who lined up in the wrong spot, but what a big turn of events this is, Randy.
7:46 to go in the ball game. 3rd and 8. Line to make the Concord 38-yard line. Keep it on the ground, and I'm looking for a little bit of room.
See, that's an indication of what Kannapolis is thinking, Randy. If they had thrown the ball, that would have given an indication of they think they need some more points and trying to get down the field. By keeping it on the ground, they tell you that what they want more than anything is for that clock to keep going.
Plus field position. And if
Yeah.
Jenkins can kick it as he has done so splendidly tonight, can pin the Spiders back inside the 10-yard line.
And he's done a great job tonight.
Posey, Black, or deep. Concord peels for the return, and Jenkins gets another view. It hits, takes a Wonder roll, and I think one of the Wonders touched it
Yeah, he
outside
touched it
the 10-yard
upfield.
line.
Touched it a little further.
Had he not, it would have blown dead inside the 5, but that's not a bad punt.
Looks like it's going to be at about the 12 or 13. Well, Concord has 6:47 to go, and they need 2 scores still.
It can happen quickly. It can happen quickly. That man right there, the senior, boy, what a record these guys have had. We've heard Easy talk about it. They've lost only 5 games in 3 years. And 2 of the games were to Kannapolis, 2 to Forest Hills, and I think 1 to Statesville. I mean, you know, nothing. You win 12 games a year. Man. Great. Little out to Black, and he makes his man, and almost got away. The field went about 3 yards wider, and Black
And it looks like one of the Wonders is down. Is it Maddox with a cramp? I think it is on the sidelines. And he looked like he has been limping a little bit tonight. No, it's not Maddox. It is, maybe it's Gill, Nick Gill.
Well, Nick Gill over there to make the tackle, and he's hurt. Boy, first thing you want to do is, oh, man.
Man, that hurts.
So we have a break of the action. 6 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the 4th period. Back in just a moment. There you see one of the keys in the defensive scheme. Senior Adrian Archie, he has played a heck of a game, and we're glad to see Nick Gill, the Cramps, is walking off unassisted right now, and he's going to be replaced by LaRon Caldwell. Let's see Woody, if Anthony Gray and the Spiders attack that position.
Now keep in mind, though, that Gary Black did pick up the first down. They measured while we were in that timeout, and Gary Black did get the first down there.
Let's see, they could go back to Scott now. They got a decent field position here, and that's what they'll do. Big side of the field, Jamie around the left side, gets a great block, bounces off one man, spins, and will go down. Philip Johnson would not let him go.
Tell you what, you don't see many defensive linemen can run like that.
He's pretty good in the short sprints.
He is excellent in pursuit down that line, stringing the plays out. Boy, I'm telling you what, a kid playing on the defensive line his size, 220-some pounds with speed like that to pursue people is something special.
Now they gain 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. Meanwhile, the clock runs. 127 yards on 20 carries for Scott. Here's Gray on the out, the Black. Jukes his man again. He's at the 30, 35, and coattailed out of bounds at about the 41-yard line.
Tron Brown got him and pulled him out of bounds, but Gary Black is finding some room to work there on the outside, just isolating him one-on-one and letting him use his speed to try and run around guys. And the key thing is that he gets out of bounds to stop the clock at the end of it.
Got around Maddox with Tron Brown, who is playing in the secondary. So Bruce Harden is going with some of his running backs in the backfield. With the clock, 6 minutes to go exactly in the 4th period. Trips to the top this time for Anthony Gray. Scott, Desmond Miller got a hand on him, and then the rest of the Wonders able to close quickly. 8 for 21, 1 interception, 88 yards passing tonight for Anthony Gray. Get up off the bottom of the pile, there's your man.
The sockless wonder.
Let's see if he's got one sock on tonight.
I know he does.
Okay.
You don't change things at this point of the year, see?
Yeah.
Well, he's just got the short one on. That might just be tape, though.
That one ain't as dirty as the other one last week.
Well, you get to this point of the year, you don't start changing stuff around.
Yeah. Not that we're superstitious or anything.
No.
2nd and 9, play fake, Gray rolling. Now sets up and goes to Black. Broken up by Nick Maddox, or Black was in the end zone.
I think Maddox did get a hand on it, but I also think that Gary Black had a chance at it after that, and he's acting like he feels like he could have come up with it.
Okay, that's
Check it out again here. Ball fake to Scott, down the middle, and Maddox touches it, but Gary reacted like he thought he could have made a play on that one.
3rd down. Not always the clock your enemy, the scoreboard your enemy, and now they've got 3rd and long. Black splits to the short side. Barr, Posey, and Steele are wide to the top. Gray pumps once, now will go on the fly, and Black and batted, intercepted. Here come the Wonders back the other way. Nick Maddox knocked it loose, and Tremaine Robinson will return it to the Spider 35-yard line.
And Anthony Gray punished him at the end of that play. There you see right there.
That's what it's all about right there.
Gary Black was able to knock it away to keep Maddox from getting it. But Robinson is back here to pick up after they both tip it. Now watch this hit. Man, I'm telling you what, that's a quarterback putting a lick on somebody.
Gary Black and Nick Maddox shaking hands and hugging down at the 35-yard line. You won't see that kind of competitive spirit very often. The Wonders now with 5 minutes and 11 seconds to milk the clock if they wish. Leading 9-0. It'll be Evar Johnson. And finally will go down Archie.
Concord has had trouble with field position in this half, Randy. They started their drive. The best position they've had in the second half is at the 37-yard line. All timeouts remaining for both teams, but 3 possessions for Concord in this half. They lost it once on downs and 2 times on interceptions.
Well, credit the Kannapolis defense. They have come to play again.
And you got to give a lot of credit again to that kid right there, William Kraft, who has come up big again against Concord.
Evar Johnson, instrumental tonight. Nick Maddox, steady. Tron Brown, Philip Johnson, Desmond Miller. Boy, everybody has played their hearts out on both sides.
Whoa, what a tackle by Shady. He fought off a block by Evar Johnson and made a great open field tackle. Nice play that time. And you look at the 2 players. Evar Johnson is 214 pounds. Jim Shady's 185. And he just fought the block off and would not be denied.
William Kraft with a play from the Wonder sidelines. The clock shows 3:55 and running
And you'd expect them to just run it again here, Randy, to keep that clock ticking.
That's another 30, 40 seconds off the clock. Maybe take a delay a game penalty before you punt it.
Unless Concord decides to spend a timeout.
3rd and 11.
Oh, they're going to the air.
Kraft rolls out, pumps it upfield, flag is down, Jenkins is down and out of bounds, but he has the necessary yardage for the first down inside the 25.
Another flag goes down.
These could offset.
Now, one of them happened during the play, one of them happened after the play. Looked like one of the wonders who was involved was Nick Safert. Let's see. You see Z. Smith running there. Looked like there was something down on the top of your picture, and then after this happens is when the second flag comes out.
Well, the referee will sort it out, but we'll get the call right now.
Motion against the Wonders again. Then you're going to have a personal foul also against the Wonders. And somebody got ejected. And I believe it was Safert, number 51, Randy.
I'll tell you what, that's a guy to lose. He's their center.
And that's tough.
He's their starting center.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't sound like that big of a deal. You know, people will say, well, what's the big news? He's a lineman, but it's so key to have a clean exchange every time.
Well, if you're Concord, you take the yardage, it'll still bring
Well, you have to, because otherwise you give Kannapolis the first down on the completion. You've got to take it.
Make them go 3rd and long. There's easy Smith. Another generation.
Yeah.
The 4th. There's the 3rd. 9-0 our score. It was that way at halftime.
3.5 to go.
Well, they'll step out some major yardage now against the Wonders. Personal foul, a dead ball foul, and an ejection with an illegal shift. So, had to about all on that point.
So this is going to be one of those like Concord had where they get both penalties counting.
You know, think about it, we got, 12,000 or more people here tonight, and nobody's left the game yet.
Yeah.
We remember the Concord Kannapolis games. It was right about now, a few years ago, that Kannapolis overcame a 2-touchdown deficit and won the ball game.
Let's see who the center is now for the Wonders. It looks like it might be 62, Chad Tuttle. Is that right? He's a freshman if that's right. 52 they're saying now.
They give to Johnson. He busts into the secondary. Ebar Johnson pounding people inside the Spider 30 or 40-yard line.
Man, that kid has come up big tonight too, hasn't he?
Oh, yes.
Man. Watch this. It's like you key so hard on Maddox and Brown, people kind of forget about Ebar Johnson. But he's burned him on 3 or 4 big runs tonight.
Still short of the first down, but it gets them about 15 more yards of field position.
Nobody's back for Concord. Kannapolis is ready to punt.
And a timeout will be called by the Wonders. Clock shows 2:57 remaining in the ball game. Back to Bailey Stadium here in Concord in just a minute. As we return to one of those unsung ball players on this Wonder team, only a junior, but 6'5" and an excellent punter. Spiders coming after him, but Jenkins gets off a high one. This one not even attempted to be returned, and the Wonders down it inside near the 5-yard line. Well, Concord has come back quickly before, and they're going to have to get a quick one on the board right here.
And let's give some credit too, Randy, to Danny Jenkins. He's done a fine job kicking the ball tonight for the Wonders.
Just basic football, game of field position.
And Concord has really not had field position at all here in the second half.
You take what the defense will give.
Well, Concord now doesn't have the luxury of being able to use Jamie Scott a whole lot and chew up a lot of time. They've got to get downfield in a hurry.
If you're Kannapolis, you know what's coming. Gray to the air, a little dump pass. He's got McClamrock, the tight end. It's been there all night, and McClamrock out to the 28-yard line.
Good fake, though, by Anthony Gray. He looked down toward the bottom of the field at Gary Black. The defense took a step or two that way, and McClamrock sailed down the middle. Look at Gray looking down toward the sidelines and then fires it over the middle. And, boy, what a lick at the end of that play by LaRon Caldwell.
Jermaine Robinson on the tackle. Here's Gray to the air again, and he threw it behind Gary Black. That'll stop the clock. 2:35 to go.
Anthony Gray got another shot at the end of that play.
I'll tell you what, he can dish out some shots too. Anthony Gray, the senior, he's 220 and 6 foot. So the senior trying to lead the Spiders off the brink of elimination here.
And that's the second time, though, we've seen, Randy, a little miscommunication. One of the receivers wanted to zig when the quarterback was wanting him to zag.
Gray to the air, and he had a couple of receivers. There's the late flag. Looking for Toby Steele, Monte Posey. They were both on a little crossover out there. Not sure who had the best shot at it, but a late flag.
Going to be interference against the Wonders.
That'll be an automatic first down.
And it looks like it was against maybe Tremaine Robinson, and he's over there going, what did I do?
Well, you held him, son. It's real simple.
Well, in addition to getting the yardage, Randy, this has the added benefit of not allowing any time to run off the clock while they get this yardage.
Concord needs this one score badly, and then it could get interesting. Here's Gray out of the flat, and a good open field tackle on Gary Black by Maddox. They've been in each other's shirts all night long. You can see some of the thousands of fans here tonight.
I guarantee you, Randy, if one of them goes up there in the stands to get a hot dog, the other one's going to be right with it with the mustard. They are inseparable tonight.
You see the penalty yards on the screen, and they'll go to Jamie Scott, and he's hemmed in and stopped for a loss, and it's your man, Philip Johnson. Also Robinson on the tackle, and a timeout call by the Spiders. They will have 2 remaining. 1:57 to go in the ball game. Spiders running out of time here as we return to Memorial. Bailey, 3rd and 7. It's most important. He got 7 yards to keep the drive going, but the time going against them too. Gray,
there's a flag.
Gary Black and Maddox incomplete. Flag in the backfield.
Philip Johnson beat his man, and he was wrestled to the ground after he did it.
That'll be a hold against Concord, most likely.
He was tackled. Watch at the top of your picture here. Watch this. Look at that. See, he just pulled it to the ground. The guilty party, I believe, was 72 for Concord, and that would be Jacob Lyon. His man got by him, and he just tackled him, holding him.
Probably the Wonders, you might want to take the down. That's what they're going to do. They're going to decline the penalty. It'll be 4th down.
And forever.
It gets 1 play or 8 yards, or the Wonders are going home next week to play in the semifinal game. They're going to the round of 4. First time they have gone this far since 1992, by the way.
Well, this is one of those where you draw up in the backyard and say, everybody go out.
Yeah. Pressure coming. Gray dumps it out to Scott. He dropped the ball. And that might do it. The apple side is erupted across the far way. 2 times in 1 year on your opponent's home field.
That's amazing. And who would have thought that this game would be 9-0, Randy? I was kind of thinking coming in here it might be, both teams somewhere in the 20s.
I tell you, it's been a rock'em, sock'em, smash mouth type football game. And the Wonders have but just to run the clock out, which shows a $1:45 to go. They have a 9-point lead. Boy, that field goal early, it just...
That set the tone. It really did.
Just took a lot of maybe pressure off of your team. You get on the board first. They send Nick Gill off the field. William Pratt says, we got 11.
Delay a game.
A wise call there.
I believe that was the call anyway. Let's see.
Now no time right off the clock.
It is delay a game.
So Coach Hartford said, William, we got to wait till the clock starts running. Then we can take that call. Annapolis just wants to hold on to the football. Well, I tell you what, both defenses have played outstanding tonight.
They sure have.
From the Annapolis has played a team effort. Concord's played a team effort. Only 1 touchdown scored in this game. I would have been a bet man. I would have said 3 or 4 like
Me too, yeah.
Special teams probably would have had 1. It will be Tron Brown spinning. He'll get the penalty yardage back, and then some out to about a 43-yard line of Concord. Carl Klein, one of those 21 seniors on this Concord Spider team. Hats off to Concord. We have enjoyed enjoyed watching them. It's obviously most likely their last game.
And think about what Concord had to do to get here, Randy. They beat two of the best teams in the state just to get to this game.
Man, oh man, what on the road too.
Yeah, ended Hickory's 28-game winning streak, beat Mooresville the week before after they were down 8 at the half.
It's been a pleasure. There's a jump on the line. I think I can say it's been a pleasure watching. I'm just glad I was in the broadcasting booth. I know you are as well, to see the likes of Jamie Scott and Anthony Gray and these guys over the last 3 years.
Yeah, and keep in mind you got guys on defense too, like Adrian Archie, who's put on a fine show for us over the years.
I remember years ago when Jamie was in middle school, you kept saying, hey, watch this Scott kid. He's going to be a good one when he comes up. Gary Black, what can you say about him? This is his first full year in varsity football. You're going to see him on the basketball court, though.
Oh, yeah.
But hats off to the Concord Spiders. 12-2. You take it every year and take your chances. Easy Smith, nothing to be ashamed of.
Wow, look at Archie. What a tackle.
An exclamation point there as the clock goes inside 35 seconds. Steve
Spiders take a timeout.
Concord's got him, might as well use them. So a timeout on the field. It is 9-0. Kannapolis on their way to the state semifinals. They have 33 seconds to go. Some disappointment, obviously, on the Concord side. Elation on the Kannapolis side. Concord will go 12-2 and end a fine campaign. Meanwhile, the Wonders survive to play another week. They will go 13-1 on the year. As Kraft has the handoff, and Tron Brown breaks it to the outside. And I don't think Coach wanted him to get out of bounds because, well, they're going to wind the clock up.
He did not get out of bounds entirely. And 20 seconds ago, Easy Smith wants another timeout because it'll bring up 4th down.
And the offense will get the ball again, perhaps. And anything can happen, as you know, in high school football. There you see the Kannapolis side, obviously, 3 weeks ago came down and had a tight game. Actually, that game was really a touchdown game, 20-14 at halftime. And then Kannapolis defense stayed in there and ended up winning 33-14 and taking the bell and forcing the tie. They had to do a lot of things just to get to the position in postseason, even get there, Woody.
Yeah, they really did. And don't forget, we're going to have headliners for you Wednesday night live at 8 o'clock in the studios. Looks like Bruce Harden will be there to talk about his team's semifinal game against either Ragsdale or Kings Mountain.
Well, he has been to the state championship game in '89 with Kannapolis, won it. 91, lost it to Heimel Andrews. Got to the state semifinals. I think North Rowan beat him a few years ago, or 92. And now Jenkins will pop it up. And we'll go dead, I think, at about the 13-yard line. It ran time off the clock.
Boy, that one hung up there for about 10 seconds, didn't it?
9 seconds to go in the game as the celebration begins across the far way. There's no bell exchange, folks. That stays north end of the county for at least another year. Nobody's left. That's the strange thing about this game.
There you see Anthony Gray, the senior, coming out. Snaps as the leader of this Concord team.
Just a pleasure to watch all of the teams this year go through the regular season. And boy, we were just fortunate, just glad to be here to see it play twice in one season.
And think about how many communities have nothing that even comes close to comparing to a game of this magnitude.
This is the game of the state for sure tonight. Gray, final play of the game. Going deep to Gary Black, the other senior. This one picked off by Nick Maddox, the junior, at the 45-yard line with 2 seconds to go. And that will definitely do it as the Wonder fans will go back home with their team next week to host either Kings Mountain or Ragsdale, the state semifinals. The winner of that game will go to the Hill.
2 seconds left. Look at that. He's got a K on under his shirt there. That's a good luck thing for him or something or another, but one snap for Kannapolis will wind this one up. And you know what, Ray, the difference in this game as we look at our game we'll have for you next week, I think a lot of the difference in this game in the second half was field position.
Oh, it was.
Kannapolis really controlled field position after halftime. and Concord just never could get things shifted on the other side of the field.
It boils down to you kind of have the grip on the arm, an arm wrestling match. You never would have let the opponent off the floor there. And the Wonders with the punting of Danny Jenkins able to seize that as Kraft, the senior, goes to one knee, and Justin Hart, I should say, goes to one knee. Kraft, the senior, on the sidelines. He'll play another game as the Wonders celebrate at midfield, and they will advance to the Western Regional Finals next week at Memorial Stadium, or the state semifinals, the Final Four. A hard-earned 9-0 victory tonight. Back to Bailey Stadium for some post-game in just a moment.
One of the merry men has broken loose here.
Well, he should be happy. His beloved Wonders won it tonight, 9-0.
Oh, boy.
Steve Gant is down on the field somewhere. Let's go to him right now.
Thanks, guys. We're here, the winning coach, Bruce Harding. Congratulations, Bruce.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I tell you, all the work and the strategy and the things you come up with, I think tonight is a proven fact that it's still a player's ball game. So it was just a gutsy effort on both sides of the ball. Both teams played extremely hard. So anybody that enjoy this one doesn't enjoy football.
You know, what a defensive battle out there. Would you ever believe that a field goal early in the first period would win this ball game?
No, sir, I really didn't, but I thought it would at least put us in a situation, you know, if things got tight there. So I tell you what, the kicking game is so important and so special to our football team, so it helps us a lot.
And William Kraft, what a performance again in the first half. I think it was 5 for 6 in the passing. His passes is what got you down there in field goal range. John Carver, 2 in a row, man. Two big three-pointers in a row.
It really did. So John came through, and we worked hard this week. You know, we were probably criticized by the media not completing any passes and things last week, but we knew we'd come back, and our receivers did a good job, offensive line, and William just picked them up real well. So we're real pleased with that. We had confidence.
So some good news is the win, but better news, you're in Kannapolis next week. It's going to be the Clash of the K's, Kings Mountain, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it is. They're a good football team. I tell you what, Ron Massey does a heck of a job over there. Talking to him on the phone a couple of weeks ago, I think he's got a good football team, and they run the option. They're about the size of Burns, so they'll present a lot of work problems for us all week.
Coach, I know your system with the ladders back at the field house. This is just one more step in one of those ladders.
Yes, sir. We have a ladder downstairs, and each week we take it down to the art department, and those kids put our opponent on it, and so we got one more, and we'll fill it up except that top one right there, and hope we can do that. I'm sorry, it's just a goal-setting thing, and something. I'm a visual learner, I guess, and it's something that I think helps players visualize their dream and make it a goal.
You know, you guys beat one of the finest teams in the state of North Carolina, Concord, not only once, but 2 times this year. What a year.
Yeah, E.Z. Smith's probably one of the premier coaches, and he always puts out a good team. And I'll tell you what, to beat them down here is just very gratifying.
Bruce, congratulations. We'll see you on Headliners Wednesday night, and we'll see you in Kannapolis Friday night.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Steve. And as there is elation on one side, obviously disappointment on the other. Let's take a look at some final numbers here, Woody, as we'll show those stats.
Well, as we look at the numbers, they look like they're fairly even. You look there, the rushing yards, the passing yards, total yards, fairly even. Concord even had more first downs than Kannapolis, but look at that, 30 passes, and that's an indicator that they were behind and had to try and throw a lot to get back in it. 3 interceptions were key, and look there, Kannapolis had 12 penalties for 85 yards. If you just looked at these numbers, you might think Concord came out on top. But Kannapolis made the big plays when they had to make them, converted a lot of plays on third downs, and the interceptions really hurt the Spiders there in that contest. Fine game for all the seniors both ways, but it's a shame to see the year end for either of these two teams. But boy, you look at guys like Anthony Gray and Gary Black and Jamie Scott and Probst along the line and some of those other guys, Adrian Archie, who won't be back. And boy, what memories they've given us.
Oh, they certainly have. It's been a joy to watch it. Well, we'll suit it up again next week as it's the state semifinals. For Woody Kane and Steve Gant, I'm Randy Whitley saying 9-0 your final score tonight. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.